Hello again and welcome back to For No More Golf. I'm Dalton Lindberg and today we are going to cover two important things that you need to do in your chipping to hopefully get your short game back up after a long layoff and hopefully better than ever before. So we're going to get these two things started. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel to get all of our new content as soon as possible. We'll be out on the golf course, out on the range, tons of different lessons, as well as some other exercises to get your body right to make this season your best golf season yet. All right, so for our first point that we're going to cover, we're going to talk about pressure distribution. Okay, so between our front foot and our back foot, we're going to start with trying to get more pressure into this front foot. So as we have a narrow stance, we want to make sure we have this left foot feeling like it's pressing into the ground, okay, versus a weight shift and trying to put our head and our upper body way over here on the left. We're going to just make sure we start pressing a lot of that pressure into the ground. So hopefully we can do somewhere around 70%, right around there would be great. But as long as we feel like we're pressing more into the ground with our left foot than our right foot, we'll be just fine. So we set ourselves up, lots of pressure into that front foot. And hit our chip shots just like that. So again, lots of pressure, so I'm not going to get myself sitting back here on this back foot. You can see how my chest and everything starts to move back. That means lots of pressure away from the ball. So again, right up here up front. Too bad. Again, lots of pressure forward. Okay, and so what that'll help us do is make sure that we don't try to help the ball up into the air, throwing our head back, dipping our shoulders and trying to lift the ball up into the air. That's not necessary. The loft of the club will send that ball forward and up into the air. You don't have to help it. Okay, so all we have to do is make sure we get the leading edge of the golf club below the golf ball and we'll be just fine. This pressure allows us to do this instead of hitting the ground first or just hitting the middle or top of the ball and sending it flying across the green. For our second key that we're going to work on to get our chipping back together is how we use our hands. Okay, how we use our hands with our short game is super important for controlling contact, for controlling loft, and to help us regulate those distances to get closer to the hole to make putting a little bit easier on us. So if we're using our hands correctly in our short game, we'll keep a nice low but yet wide motion. So notice how this club is not firing up towards the top of my head. We're not using a lot of that big wrist hinge at that spot. So we're trying to keep the club nice and low to the ground. It's not going to get way up here, so notice the wrists don't need to hinge with this short game. We're just bumping that ball onto the green and letting it roll up nice and close to the target. So as I'm hitting these next few shots, notice how the club's going to stay fairly low. It's not going to get way up above my hips or anything like that because I'm not going to be creating a lot of hinge in my wrist. My wrists are somewhat firm to make sure that that club is not flopping all over the place. So let's give it a try. We're going to remember our pressure from our first key. So we're pressing into the ground with the left foot, minimizing the usage of our hands. Just rolling it up there to our target. So. Oh. Okay, and so again, if we get really flippy with our hands and find ourselves finishing way up here with a chip shot, we got some issues. It's going to be really difficult to again control the leading edge of the wedge to be able to stay below the golf ball to have the ball actually jump up in the air and also create some spin on it as well. So again, if we start using a lot of our hands, we're going to be adding loft, lifting the club up off the ground, and that's exactly what we don't want to do when we're hitting our little chip shots. Let's do one more. little hard, but yeah, notice how, again, finishing here instead of way up here and having difficulty making some good contact. Thank you again for tuning into this video. Make sure to check out all of our golf content here at For No More. We got tons of stuff, and we want to hear from you. What else you need help with? Is it the driver? Is it iron play? Is it bunkers? What do you need help with to feel confident in your game and moving forward to make this your best season yet? Hopefully these couple tips on chipping help you out. Let us know if you need any more help. Thanks again for tuning in.